Lagging out straight
Matt
away.
will probably take over any second. Unfortunately, I can't host properly today, but yeah, I think we're connection issues, man. Matt, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you fine now. Just a bit laggy at
No?
the start.
Can anyone hear me?
I can hear you, but it's laggy.
Can anyone hear me?
Very slightly.
I can hear you well, but your camera's bugging a bit.
Yeah, camera's dead.
Take over, man. Take over, Matt. Take over.
All right, so guys, welcome to the review of Manchester City. Manchester City 1, Chelsea 2, and what can we say? Marcus Alonso, what a man. I missed the goal because I went to the toilet, so it was a bit of a, I can't really analyse it myself, but what a perfect psychological blow into Manchester City going into the Champions League final. Ryan, what do you think about it?
Woo! Where do I start, man? Where do I start? Bro, listen, what's it called? Sadiq sent me the link early for once, innit? I thought I was dreaming and that, but got the link early. And then, like, what's it called? Towards the end of the game, when it was 1-1, I was thinking, what should I say in this review? Because I don't want to do a Stormzy and one extra you get me. I had to come prepared, and I was like, frustrating. And when that Marcus Alonso goal came, bro, we deserved it 100%. We deserved to win this game 100%. A bad mistake from Christensen and a very bad individual error from him cost it. I don't know if Sterling should have been red carded. I think he definitely could have, but that's Anthony Taylor for you. And yeah, Ziyech scores a goal, man. He loves the goal against Man City, man. You know how to chant goals backstage and that, man. So I'm just gassed. I think we fully deserve this win, and the dress rehearsal went well against Man City, and now they're gonna want to beat us even more in the final. But that means they'll probably commit more players forward and leave more for what's it called? For the counter attack. But overall, I'm buzzing, and Man City, you deserve it, fam. Raheem Sterling, bro. You don't want to shake Azpilicueta's hand, moving all petty, and you've been living off flipping tap-ins to get your 30 GA every season, bro. So no love lost for him. Who else? Yeah, flipping trying to foul our players, bro. Zuma and that dealing. Fair play to. Yeah, I'm gonna stop speaking, man. But overall, I'm gassed in it. So you can give the other panel a little time. But yeah, man.
Yeah, I mean, Ali.
Yeah.
Marcus Alonso, out of anyone to get this game won and done and dusted, we got there in the end. It took a bit of time, but what did you think of that whole game?
Listen, I thought it was a really weird game. Like the first half, for the first 40 minutes, it was so, I don't know, it was so like nervous. It was full of tension. And until that goal came in, it didn't look like any of the teams wanted to actually go and actually, go for the game. And we could have been down 2-0 like at halftime. And all of a sudden we come out, after halftime, and we're playing insane ball, and we dominated them. And Reece was unreal in that second half. He just destroyed Mendy on the left-hand side. But yeah, what a win, man. I really wasn't expecting that after the first half.
Yeah, I mean, the first half was quite poor, in all honesty. I think it was it was one of them games that was just so tactically strange because of Pep's new formation he brought in. I don't think the players really know how to deal with it. Man City didn't themselves know how to play in it. Jesters, we won the game, but what did you think of the performance overall?
I thought we looked like we played 2 days ago. Even the players that didn't really get on the field looked like they played 2 days ago. But in the end, we came good. Here's a blanket statement. Watching the Champions League refereeing and watching Premier League refereeing, it's just horrible. I mean, just god-awful. First of all, Christensen was fouled on the goal. Sorry, he was pushed. Where's VAR on that? Secondly, the penalty wasn't a penalty. He jumped into Gilmore. He caused the contact. That's not penalty. Luckily, Aguero thought he was a prime Eden Hazard and, gave us a gift. That's fine. But there was just so many missed runs and missed passes that we we're lucky. We survived the full Morata today. The full Morata is 3 offside goals, so full Morata is in effect. But yeah, I mean, it was kind of a sloppy, dead leg game. Everybody looked like they had dead legs. So, we got the win. We're in 3rd place now, where we should be, working on 2nd when Man U drops a bunch of points this week because they have 3 more games.
Guys, can
So
I say something? I need to say something.
Yeah.
You on?
I want to apologize to Sadiq
Oh, no.
for making that prediction and saying 2-1 City. So,
Hey,
from
hold
the
on.
bottom of my heart,
Ali,
man, I apologize.
should you be on this stream at all then?
He told me I had to come after that.
Oh.
Well, I mean,
So yeah,
it was-
apologies, man. Apologies to Sadiq, man.
Well, you got the score line right, just the team's wrong.
yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, we'll
Pretty
give you
much.
50% off.
But yeah, guys, before we continue, guys in the comment and the viewers, smash the like button. We've 15 likes at the moment. I want that to at least 25 likes. First time me hosting. Sadiq's doing Uber Eats, working as hard as he can to get that dollar at the moment. But we've won 2-0. We've beaten City twice in a row. We're going to get them in the Champions League final. We're going to get 3rd. We're going to get 2 trophies. So smash the like button. We want as many likes as we can on this channel. Ryan, go on, Jesters.
Can we call it a treble if we beat Pep 3 times
In
in a row?
I mean, it's a treble. I wouldn't say that. I think we need to talk about trophies before we start getting into trebles.
No,
but-
I mean, it's just a treble worth of treble of wins, though, against the best
I mean-
manager, against the best team.
Yeah, I mean, it's 3 wins against one of the best managers in the world. We can't complain. I mean,
Right.
the Lampard one, it's 3 in a row for Tuchel, hopefully, as well. Because Tuchel, before coming to Chelsea, didn't win 1 match against Pep, and he's come and won 2 times in a row when he's actually got a team that's on the level of a Pep team.
Right.
Or you'd even argue closer, because Dortmund and Bayern Munich ain't the test. But
Same
Ryan,
level of investment. That's one thing. Yeah.
first half, obviously,
Yeah.
it was a bit shaky. What for you was the reason why we were struggling a bit in the first half?
I don't know. Like the players just, I wouldn't even say we're bad defensively, but I think it was just a very tactical game, and the game went like Howard said in the first half. Apart from that goal, but I think it was like quite a tactical game in the first half, and I think it kind of reminded me of that Man United game back in October. No, without the tactics, obviously, because that was only going to Solskjaer and Frank Lampard. But I feel like it was a very tactical game in that first half. Up until obviously the goal, but that was towards the end of the half and the penalty. But I think the goal didn't really come off anything tactical, just a bad Christensen mistake. But I think for the first half, it kind of went how I expected, which was Pep and Tuchel trying to nullify each other. And I think Tuchel thought that when we got into the positions we got to in the first half, we could have made more out of it. Like Timo Werner had a couple good positions and stuff like that. But I think the reason why we were so flat in the first half for me was
He's lost for words.
Oh,
Yep.
I can tell you why we
That was
look
it.
better in the second half. I can tell you it comes down to 1 substitution in the second half. And I'm going to get pilloried for saying that, for saying this name, Jorginho.
Jorginho.
When
I
he
think-
came on, we played a lot more crisp football.
I mean, to be fair, hearing that come out of Jester's mouth, it takes a lot for Jesters to praise Jorginho.
Bro,
And
I
I'm
never
sure
saw this
Ali
play coming.
Ali inside is just screaming with happiness right
Bro,
now. That his boy
I never
Jorginho.
thought this day was coming, man.
No, he was fantastic. I mean, the quality of the midfield play really increased because Conte, yes, is our best midfielder, but Jorginho has been the one to command the midfield. You know, he runs the show.
Yeah.
And, Gilmore's not there yet. And we really started playing better organized football when Jorginho came on the pitch. So I have to give credit, I'm not one of these people that are just going to say that the man's poor and when he's good. He was the difference in the game, really was. So hats
to be fair
off.
though, three subs were pretty good to be put on blocks, and especially the one towards the end with Raheem Sterling. That reminded me. You remember the Zuma 2015-16 when he used to just make their mad tackles next to John Terry. So big up Zuma. He came on first. Jorginho helped us retain possession, helped out Billy Gilmore as well in the midfield. And his head was just always up. So obviously it helped. And then Hudson-Odoi as well. I think he brought sparkness to the game as well. Scored an offside goal and a very big part in the second goal as well, giving it to Werner. So I think we can credit Jorginho, but I think all three subs did very well. So credit to Tuchel.
Oh yeah, it's hard to find man of the match on this. I mean,
No,
for me,
it was Reece. For me, it was Reece. Honestly, in the second half, he was unreal. Like he was faultless.
Yeah, he was very, very good. But to me, the man of the match was Thomas Tuchel. Everything he did helped us win the game, and without that definite, because Ziyech just had a goal, but I thought he was poor.
Yeah.
Otherwise. Alonso had a goal, but that was really all he did.
Yeah,
Pretty much.
Christian Pulisic, I thought had a poor game to his standards, but he was still a threat. But you can't give him man of the match. So would it be like a Rudiger?
To be fair, one thing I'd give, I'd say Kurt Zuma, from when he came on, did that monstrous tackle on, I think it was Sterling or Aguero, I can't remember who it was, but he was fantastic when he came on. I think I was a bit worried that he'd come in that middle, be a bit shaky, lose concentration, and City would get a goal from it. But Kurt Zuma was brilliant today. I think obviously it's hard to give someone that just came on the man of the match, but right. I think he had a really good game.
That's why I'm looking for somebody that's played the entire 90. So I guess by default, you could say Timo Werner with the winning assist.
I thought Timo was really good today, but he couldn't just like stay on side, man. If
yeah,
he
but
could
I
stay
think
on side, he'd be just like a much better player, man. Like,
yeah, but I think
get so many more goals.
Yeah, but I think some of them that you can see that it's a problem with Werner's positioning. But I think it was the Alonso one. You just see he hesitated to make the pass straight away, which you look at Chilwell over recent weeks, he's been hitting that first time to Werner, but he's been coming onside. I think you could see it just hesitated. Werner was then offside, and then you couldn't do anything about it. But I mean, a couple of them, Werner could have done a bit better of his positioning, but I think he's getting into them positions, and it's constantly creating chances.
I will say that Werner's a weird one, man. He's one of the most frustrating players I've ever seen at Chelsea. Like he'll like what's it called? I think up until So there was a lot of times in the first and second half where getting behind onto onto one of the centre backs like Diaz or Laporte or Ake, and then he'd stand them up and then he just couldn't get past them. And there was times where we were playing some nice football and then he'd just lose the ball or he'd make a pass too late or he'd ruin an attack. And then he just what's it called? Because he just runs so much and makes so much runs in behind. Towards the end, obviously, it was actually quite good for him to hesitate and wait for players to get into the box. So he gets his assist, but it was such a frustrating performance. But to be fair, you have to give him the benefit of the doubt because he got the assist for the match winner. But I think Werner, like for me, he's one of the most frustrating players I've ever seen at Chelsea. Like he'll frustrate you for most of the game, then he'll get an assist or a goal.
That's the thing. I think he's our most important attacker, like for the way that we play right now. I mean, he's got literally like zero technical ability. He always gets like as you said, Matt. He always like hesitates like with those runs, you know. But I feel like he's our most important attacker for the way that we play. Like he makes those runs, and he gets like so many assists now, and his vision is like getting better as well. Like he sees the players like making those runs. So no, I think he is very frustrating. But I think he's such an important player for us.
I think you can go. Sorry. No, sorry about that.
I still think if you put a good striker who scores 20 goals a season next to him up front, you play two people together, I think you get the best out of Werner. I think he will improve his scoring because he's not the one that has to try and score everything, and then he'll just flourish with his assists. He'll get more assists, and I think it'll really suit the team system. And I think Jesters has said it a couple of times before. For me, you play a 4-2-2-2 next season. I think that's the system that I think could really suit us if we can get a good striker in.
I will say though, yeah,
Harry
with
Kane.
Kane, if we get
So
Kane, nah,
tough,
that's
man.
not happening. But if we do, but I will say with one, I feel like he knows what he wants to do in his head. Like when he's standing up defenders, like I can kind of see what he wants to do in his head. But because he's not that gifted technically, and he's not really a proper winger like a Pulisic or Hudson-Odoi to like beat men, then it just looks quite bad. But I think, to be fair to him, yeah, I did criticize him a lot towards like December and November and January, where his technical ability and just football IQ just looks really low. But I think he's improving and he's helping us win games, and that's the thing with Werner. Like, there's a lot of frustrating things about him, but today he helped us win the game with a crucial assist and a very good run. Two offside goals. I think the first one was just very offside, and no complaints to that. I think if he held his run for the second goal, then I think it would have been a good goal as well. So with one, he's helping us win games, but there is a lot of frustrating things about it. To be fair,
At least his finishing is getting better, though. I mean, he's still offside, but he's getting them on targets. Baby steps, man. Next
like, with
season,
one,
we start banging those in. Yeah.
I kind of want to just have like just 30 seconds with Werner and tell him, look, big man, it's good to score goals, yeah. It's all nice and good you scoring goals, but keep them on side, man, because the amount of offside goals he scored, man, he's probably been robbed of like what 10 goals, because he's been offside. So especially because he has blistering pace as well, like he needs to stay on
Could
side.
afford to
He
go
needs
a
to hold
bit
his run.
later. Yeah.
Exactly, like if someone needs to tell Werner, listen, you either need to hold your runs or just keep your goals on side. Because honestly, when he's offside, he actually, I don't know, man, he's turning into a prime R9 offside, and then when he's onside, he's turning into a prime Yaya Sanogo. So we kind of need the opposite right now.
Yeah, I mean, it's so frustrating with Werner because I mean, you think the amount of opportunities he's created for himself and others are created for him this season. I mean, he's hit the post 5 to 6 times this season. He's created so many chances that he's missed, and then he's been offside loads of times. If you just, if not even half of them, if you just put half of them into an actual goal, that would make so much of a difference for us. But I think, if, as I said before, if you can put someone up that is the main scorer, like a Kane, like a Haaland, or whoever you want to bring in, and take that pressure off of him to score all them goals, I think you can get the best out of him. And I think we just need a little bit of time. I think I see enough for me to give him the time that he needs at the moment. But it's just one of them things.
You see Raheem Sterling? Oh my days, this guy's crying, and he literally should
He
have got
cries like a little baby.
Yeah, he was like, I knew it should have been a foul against Scotland. Maybe if you took the shot, yeah, and
Yeah,
and if you didn't skate for 9 hours, then maybe it wouldn't have been a foul. But
he should have just took the shot rather than just. All he did was try and back into Kurt Zuma, and luckily for
That's
Zuma,
what he always
really
does, though.
he didn't get any real contact on him. I think it was one of the things. I think the worst contact he had was there was knees clashing together, but you can't really give that a penalty, if I'm honest. I mean, the first penalty itself was soft, so let alone that penalty getting given. If that got given, that would just been disgraceful. I'm surprised Anthony Taylor himself actually ruled it off and didn't
I
give
will
it.
be honest here. I did think it might have been a pen. I did think it was going to be given, to be honest. But like when it wasn't, like I am definitely not crying because Raheem Sterling deserved that, man. Because he fouled Timo Werner, and then he was acting petty in game, not wanting to shake Azpilicueta's hands and stuff. And I was just like, yeah, you deserve this, man. I couldn't care if flipping Zuma fly kicked you, man, because
He's such a dirty player, man.
Mate, he's still crying from the 2018 World Cup. That's all he's been doing, is crying since he...
I can't lie. Actually, I like Raheem Sterling up until this game, but this game, man, he just annoyed me, man. I'm not gonna lie.
What about Gabriel Jesus? He should have been sent off too.
Almost that.
For the tackle on Pulisic, where he got the yellow. If you have your studs up and it goes to a player's knee, that's red card. It doesn't matter.
Yeah. I mean,
that's
for
a
me,
red card every day.
For me, it's one of them ones. As a former referee, I'd call more of an orange card. It's one of them ones that it's on the brink of being a red card, but sometimes people give it and sometimes people don't. I think the Raheem Sterling one went in 2-footed, studs up. I don't not understand how that was not given. And then he went to score the goal as well, which just makes it even worse. As Zach Attack says in the comments, Anthony Taylor, massive fraud. The fact that he's from Manchester as well and he's allowed to referee this game is a disgrace. And he
Bro,
might,
like, I don't believe it, man. We actually won a game with Anthony Taylor refereeing.
I know.
I mean, he tried his best. I mean, there must be something. Chelsea must have done something in his child years to make him resent Chelsea this much.
Well, he's from Manchester. He's from the greater Manchester area.
Exactly.
So
And it's not a surprise that both times we've played a Manchester club with Anthony Taylor, he's completely screwed us over with sending offs.
Yeah.
But
I will say though, yeah, I think it was just because it was just so. I think it was early on in the game, wasn't it, that it happened? I think so. It was like 15th, 20th minute. I think Sterling probably might have got a red card if they reviewed it, and it was like the 60th, 70th minute. But I think I don't know. That's what a lot of the referees do. But Anthony Taylor, man, he's got an agenda against us, man. Like the Batshuayi one, the FA Cup final. This one, what's it called? The FA Cup final a couple years ago against Arsenal, where Sterling
the handball, wasn't it?
handballed it, yeah, like he was playing volleyball and nothing got given. So, Anthony Taylor, man, you tried your best, but mission failed, man. Mission failed.
well, let me tell you about this prick Anthony Taylor. If you drew a line down the middle of his head and put balloons on both shoulders, he'd be a dickhead. And that's what he should dress up for Halloween. Just draw a line down that big bald head, put 2 balloons on his shoulder, and he'll be a dickhead.
Well, I've never heard of a comment like that on YouTube, but that's got to be one of the funniest things I've heard. But yeah, I mean, let's get into the goals. Obviously, the first goal Manchester City scored. Christensen got injured, made a kind of mistake as well, which people were saying, oh, he got injured, don't blame him so much. But I think he did make one similar to that with Aguero earlier in the first half. So it looked like it was coming. Jesters, is it just a sign of what's always in Christensen's game, no matter how good he is?
I don't understand at that point why you just don't run through the ball. Why are you sticking out? Like, just run through the ball. And whatever happens, happens. You can't stick out a leg and think that you're going to be able to do anything with the ball other than what he did. Yes, being pushed didn't help. All right, Ali.
All right, guys, I need to go, yeah? See you soon, yeah?
All right,
Yeah,
peace out.
See you later.
Cheers.
So, that's something that I don't know. I don't understand why you just stick a leg there. But he did it twice. So second time, Rudiger wasn't there to bail him out. Goal. Should have been a foul, but that they didn't review anything on VAR today, or maybe they were drunk in the VAR room. I don't know.
Well, they reviewed the offside, actually. That was...
Okay, they reviewed the offside, but any foul call didn't look like, they were just going to go with what the ref said on the field. So,
yeah. I mean, Ryan, do you think it was one of them ones where Christensen's made a mistake and it's unfortunate, or do you think it's just where he's got the injury?
No, I think it just could have been dealt with a lot easier. Like, for me, I think what makes it worse if that's Kurt Zuma, like there's a lot of frailties in Kurt Zuma's game, but if that's Kurt Zuma, he's not letting Jesus body in. You're seeing Jesus on the floor. If that's Thiago Silva, with all his experience and stuff, he's probably gonna kick it out, or he might, I don't know, but Thiago Silva will do something better than that with all his experience. If that's Antonio Rudiger, and I don't even know where Antonio Rudiger was, to be honest, but that's Antonio.
To be fair, I think he got caught out by the pass. He went towards the ball, and I think that's a mistake in itself.
The 2 centre backs Christensen played for, I think they both would have dealt with it better, but I think it was just really naive from Christensen, because especially when Christensen's got bodied a lot of times and he has improved, but I think in that moment you just don't take the risk, and you either, if you're someone like a Kurt Zuma, you barge Gabriel Jesus out of the way, but Christensen hasn't got the strength of Kurt Zuma, so should have just kicked it out and kept things moving, but really naive from Christensen.
Yeah, I think for me it's one of them things where, for me, alarm bells are still ringing about if we go back to a back four, will Christensen suffer? Because I just feel with Rudiger, I have the trust that he can go back to a back four and he can slot in it a lot better. But I feel Christensen is just going to lose out a little bit. More of his mistakes are going to come back. and quite frankly, I think he'll be third choice behind Silva and Rudiger. What do you guys think?
I've heard reports or rumors that we made inquiries with Juve about De Ligt. Of course, they said he's not going anywhere, but I wouldn't mind. That'd be probably the only player off Juve I would take at this point. Would be De Ligt. Young would fit in with the squad. I think he's a step above Christensen. I think they're similar in the way that there's the style of center back they are. He can play a good ball out of the back, but I think that De Ligt is a little bit more talented. He's got a higher ceiling, so that's a possibility. If we go to a back four, which I'm still not certain we're going to do, seeing how we are going to extend Jorginho. We still got Conte and Kovacic, and we've seen what happens when we play a back four with a double pivot in front of them. We leave the middle of the field open. Now, whether that was coaching or not, I would say that if we go to a back four, we need to bring in a holding mid. So, and I don't see us linked to any holding mids. So we might stay with a back five next year.
Yeah, I mean, it's an option. We'll have to see what happens in the summer because I think it's still a bit early days in terms of transfers and who exactly we're going for at the moment. I think it's very quiet at the moment what's going on, especially with the Super League. I imagine that's kicked out a lot of different transfers that could have happened from certain clubs. Rian, what do you think? Do you think Christensen will fit in a back four?
Yeah, I've had the same concerns with him and Rudiger because I think they've been very, very good in a back five under Tuchel. Bar this game with Christensen where he made the mistake, and bar the Sheffield United game with Rudiger where he made the mistake. But I think the big test for both of them will, can they play in a back four? I think we can find out in pre-season, but right now, I think Rudiger maybe might because I think we're gonna keep Thiago Silva for 1 more year at least, and I want to keep Thiago Silva for 1 more year at least. And we know Thiago Silva, for his age, he doesn't really have that athleticism, and that's really where Rudiger thrives in. So maybe he can fit in a back four, and especially if he's got that holding DM, if we get one, he can build up a nice little triangle, and he can kind of be the dog there, where he doesn't really have to read the game as much, but he can deal with the balls in the air and strikers trying to run in behind. But with Christensen, I don't know if he could do the back four because in the back five, one thing that Christensen sometimes can't do is when strikers put their back against him, he can kind of just be turned over, or sometimes he can be naive. In a back five, that can sometimes be hidden because there's 2 other defenders, and normally the other defender is someone who's stronger than Christensen. But I presume if we go back to a back four next season, unless we get a new centre-back and a dog-like centre-back that's going to come in like a Ruben Diaz or a Van Dijk, then I think we'll keep Thiago Silva as one of them. And then the other one for me, especially because of how good Zuma was next to Thiago Silva at the start of the season, and especially because Thiago Silva's frailties is what Rudiger thrives in. And the one time I saw Christensen and Thiago Silva together, it didn't work against West Brom. So I don't think Christensen could work in a back four for all his work he's done in the back five, but he may prove me wrong, but it's going to be a big test for him.
There's the man.
Oh, here he is, finally. Ads. City 1, Chelsea 2. How are you feeling?
That was mad, fam. I don't know what just happened, bro. What a way to win it, fam. Alonso with a scuff shot looping over Edison, fam. That was a madness, fam. But yeah, I was gassed, man. It was a very good game. I can't lie, I wasn't even too excited for this game. I think all the excitement I had in my body just was drained out of me after Wednesday. So I wasn't even in the build-up for this game. I wasn't really excited, but yeah, man, it's just Tuchel masterclass again, man. What a manager. I don't know what this guy has done to us, but he's making even the most average or the people who we thought were average look really, really good. So it's ridiculous, man. It's so good.
Didn't you predict that we'd lose as well as Ali?
I thought it'd be 2-1 to City. I can't lie. I wasn't expecting such a weak lineup though, man. I don't know what Pep went for today. It was like a 5 at the back with Rodri sitting and Gabriel.
5-1-4.
That was like
Yeah.
Gabriel Jesus was sitting back trying to help the midfield out with Ferran Torres. Like, if I knew that was going to be a lineup, trust me, there'd be no way I would predict a loss. But yeah, I did not expect that, especially with Pep trying to.
I can't lie. When we went 1-0 down and the penalty came, I was thinking, ooh, this might be a must draw now. You get me, but yeah, man.
It was a must draw. I was happy with a draw. I can't lie. Even though that Hudson-Odoi offside tight decision called that annoyed me a little bit, I would have definitely taken a draw away at City. It would have keeping us a point clear of West Ham. Obviously, we would have stayed behind Leicester, but we started them to play, so I wasn't too annoyed.
I would have taken a draw as well up until I saw the Werner offside and the the Hudson-Odoi offside. That's when I was like, well, if we got one
offside goals, but they were just so like Werner's goals were just so far offside. I'm not even gonna claim them, like, bro. It's like I ain't even.
No, I know that, yeah. But what I'm saying is, yeah, like I would have taken a draw if like we got that one goal and then City were just pinning us back. But I think when I saw the 2 offside goals, I think the Werner one, yeah, we caught City out there, and I think if Werner held his run, because he's got pace as well, he could have scored. Then the Hudson-Odoi one, yeah, that was just and that was just offside, innit? But I think like the way we got them goals, I felt like we definitely could have won. You get me? That's the point I was trying to make. So that's when I thought, yeah, I want to win this game. But if City, I did want to draw when they got the penalty and we went 1-1. But I think after a while, that's when I realized we can win this game and we should win this game. So yeah, man.
You know, for me, I never thought we were going to lose. Even when we went down, even when they had the penalty, there's just something about the way the team plays under Tuchel that you think you can win every game. And if this was under Lampard, my heart would have been pounding out of my chest.
I
don't know.
I feel you. Even for the Champions League semi-finals, I was never nervous. Like I was excited for the games, but I was never like proper worried. When we were playing Burnley and Southampton under Lampard, I was nervous the day before. But Tuchel, even in the biggest games, I ain't surprised, man. And big up Cazilla in the chat as well.
Yeah, got a perfect question from Alfredo. He says, "What do you guys think about Champions League final? Can we really beat Pep 3 times? He's quite scared, to be honest." Ads, I'll let you answer that first.
That's kind of what I was thinking as well. I thought if today ended a draw and then we obviously beat them in the FA Cup once, they beat us in the Prem once, so there'd be 1 draw, 1 win, 1 loss. I thought it would have set up quite well for the final, but I don't know, man. I don't want the players to get complacent now and think, oh yeah, we've got the beating of these guys, like, and stuff like that. So that's the only downside of it. But I'm sure the boys will be all right. I'm sure they're not idiots. And they obviously, I'm not going to underestimate Man City in the Champions League final. I hope not anyway. So hopefully Tuchel keeps them grounded and we can go on to win that one as well, man. Today was a big win. Obviously, we done them in the semi-final as well. But yes, this may be, you know how Pep sometimes likes to overthink these things, man. Like, this is why City, this is the first time they've got to the final. He always makes some rash decisions in these big games. So maybe this has changed his plans a little bit. He tried to switch it up with a 5 at the back today and maybe give Tuchel something extra to worry about for the final. But Tuchel just said, yeah, we'll take that and we'll beat you anyway. So, yeah, man, it's just now this can give Tuchel a little bit of confidence that whether they play 4 at the back, 5 at the back, he hasn't got to worry about it that much because we can beat them either way.
Yeah, Jesters, are you scared for the final without Pep?
Yep. Not at all. I think we're going to beat him like a rented mule. I really do. I think it's going to be a 3-0.
3-0.
I think
we're going to. No, I've watched our 2 games. I understand people will say, well, it's not the best lineups that Man City have put out. But we always say Man City's bench is as good as their starting lineup for the most part. You know, you can't have it both ways. They can't have the bench that could start for any team in the Premier League and say, well, that's not our best lineup. You know, Pep puts out people. He's a lot like Tuchel. He's going to put out a formation and the players to play that formation to beat a certain team, right? And I've watched a lot of Man City's games. There's a blueprint to beat them, number one. Man United have done it twice this year, I think. If you sit back and hit them on the counter, you can bust them wide open. And we had the players to do that. On the other side, you can also dominate them in possession because their midfield is really, to me, our midfield is better. We have more class in our midfield.
Yeah, I mean,
So-
under Tuchel, I'd agree with that comment. I think our midfield's been really good under Tuchel. If you had said that in Lampard's era, I would have laughed. But
That's another story. We closed that book. This is a new book. So yeah, I'm exceptionally confident that we're going to lift 2 trophies this year and get third, and that would make us have. I think that would be the best. We would have the best season of any team in the Premier League. I understand we didn't win it.
We'd be currently the best team in England.
Yeah.
I mean, if I'm honest, I think we are the best team in England right now.
I do too.
I think you take out the West Brom result, which was a bit of a weird one, but we've not really lost any. We haven't lost any games. We've honestly just been phenomenal near enough every game. Been a little bit average at times against certain teams, but I think we've been fantastic since Tuchel come in.
I just don't understand what Aguero thought he was doing, trying to chip Mendy. Like
that's exactly what I was going to bring into.
Of all keepers, why are you going to go for the 6'7" one? Like, why are you going to try and chip him?
I could have saved that one.
That was exactly what I was going to bring into. Was we all laughing when we saw that moment?
Yeah, me and my dad just started laughing and clapping. It was.
After the shock wore off, yes. At first, I was like, "Did he really just do?" I mean, that's shit in the bed. That is akin to shit in the bed in the Premier League.
I mean, it's got to be one of the worst penalties I've seen.
Oh yeah.
I can't lie. Yeah, when he took it, I thought it was gonna smash it left, and Mendy was kind of. It was one of them ones where I think when he dived, I think if Aguero went left, I don't think Mendy would have got it. But it kind of just looked like Mendy went midway through. Then he was like, "Yo, who's this guy think he is, man? I know Sergio Aguero." It's like, why are you tripping me? You know how tall I am, and he just got up and took it. But yeah, that was stupid from Aguero, man. He should have hit one corner right, man. You're not Eden Hazard at the end of the day, man. Like, you haven't got that type of sauce, man. You're a striker who bangs in goals. You stick to sticking it left and right, man. Don't chip it, man. You get me? That's for the flair players, man. So Aguero should have just smashed it left or right. It was silly from him, to be honest.
Well, the chip was horrible. I mean, if he would have actually hit a nice chip, he would have beat Mendy because Mendy was on one knee. If he had any power behind the chip, he would have beat him.
Yeah.
But it's
wasn't
like
even
he hit
that.
the ground. It's like looked like one of my wedge shots when I'm on the golf course. You know, you duff it, hit about 5 feet behind it. Yeah, that's what it looked like. He duffed the shot.
It's not even that.
I mean,
It's just the circumstance he was in. Like, you have a penalty, you're a striker. Yeah, strikers won't tend to chip it. That's what I'd see. Like, I don't know, like wingers do.
He's just missed the opportunity for the goal as well. So why are you risking anything like that?
And it's like, have some respect for us. Like, I know they were 1-0 down, but it's not even like you played it around us. Like prior in Barcelona, it was like a terrible mistake from Christensen, and you scored a minutes later, and it's like right before half time as well. So at least if you missed, at least Pep would have been like, well, look, it was just a very good save from the keeper. What can you do? But you can tell Pep would have been angry, and it's like you show no respect to us chipping it when they're only 1-0 up and how good we've been. And you saw them get knocked out of the semi-final, and I was like, we're not Burnley, we're not Sheffield United for us to like just be casually chipping one against a 6'5" keeper. And I think it was a decent chip, but it was just a circumstance, and you just don't chip 6'5" keepers, you get me, especially that imposing. So stupid from Aguero. I don't know what he was thinking.
Yeah, definitely. And before we move on, we have got 41 likes. I want to see this at 50 likes, guys. Many people watching. It's been a good stream. We've got ads, we've got jesters, we've got Ryan. It's my first time hosting because Sadiq's busy doing Uber Eats.
Doing a pretty good job as well, man.
Smashed a lot. Yeah, I mean, maybe it might be a choice where start replacing Sadiq one day if he's moving over to Uber Eats. Ads can return as co-host if he wants, if he's on time.
Make it worldwide Matt and that, man. Come on, man.
You know,
That's big
guys.
talk. That's fighting talk from that, man. That's fighting talk.
Nah. I want to say though, yeah, one person I want to big up is Billy Gilmore, man. I think when he was with Kante, he looked like a little bit off defensively, but I think what impressed me the most about him was in that second half, especially when Jorginho came on. Like, he was looking very, very brave with like his pressing in tight situations, as well as playing that 1-2, them 1-2s with Jorginho that you'd expect Kovacic to do with Jorginho and stuff. So I think he kept very calm. So I know he gave the penalty away, and I think in the first half he did look a little bit overrun with Kante, but I think for the second half, I think you have to give a lot of credit to Billy Gilmore today, especially against Man City, who were hungry for the title as well.
There was one time in the second half where there was like 3 players pressing him at once, and he just split the gap, and he played it to Jorginho or Pulisic.
That's what I mean.
That moment.
That's what I mean.
Yeah, it was when Pulisic drove the ball all the way to the edge of the box, and he played outside to Reece, and was that when Callum had the offside goal?
That's what I was thinking. I feel like it led to something. I'm pretty sure it did.
Yeah, I think that it was if I remember correctly. Although,
But Gilmore, yeah, he impresses every time, man. Like Gilmore's,
I thought he was poor in the first half when he was the person supposed to keep the tempo.
You know what it is about Gilmore. He played. I feel that overall he played well, but sometimes, like how we used to criticize Jorginho when he first came in about moving the ball forward and going backwards and sideways too much. I think he's just got to get used to that a bit more. With more playing time, I think that will come, because we saw it with Jorginho. At the start, he was always going backwards and sideways, but eventually he started growing into it. And now he's our most forward-thinking passer, really. Like we saw it today. The ball wasn't really getting to the front three as it usually does. The only way we were getting the ball to the front three was hitting long balls down the channels. There was nothing actually coming through the middle of the pitch in the first half until Jorginho came on and Gilmore started playing better. So
I will say though, yeah, you got to cut Gilmore. Oh yeah, sorry.
Go on.
You got to cut Gilmore a bit of slack, because I feel like when you're so young, especially playing centre midfield for Chelsea, I think definitely he should have started with Jorginho. I think if he started with Jorginho from the start instead of Kante, I think he would have done a lot better, because every time he got the ball and he was pressed, I think if Jorginho was there, he would have been a lot more confident giving it to Jorginho, and Jorginho could have held his position. So yeah, I love N'Golo Kante, but I think it really would have helped if he played with Jorginho, because Kante is not really he's not your Jorginho, your Kovacic that you can give the ball to tight areas and expect him to to get out of it easily. So I think if Gilmore started with Jorginho, I think it would have been a lot better for him, to be honest. But I think, yeah.
Well, do you think it's a case that Gilmore has to go out on loan this next season?
No.
Absolutely, yes.
No.
Get him game time. Get him consistent game time. I know everybody loves the Cobham kids, but if you want them to be what you want them to be, they have to play game in, game out. That is what Callum is missing, and that is what Billy is missing, is playing every game, being the first name on the team sheet. That's why Sancho is ahead of Callum at this point, because he plays all the time. That's the only way to develop your game once you reach a certain point. You're not gonna get better training against the first team and sitting on the bench. And I know nobody wants to hear it, but the best thing for both those players' careers is to go out on loan and get the time.
I mean, that's what I was saying last night. I think both of them need game time. I think when I say a loan, they need a good loan. I don't want to see any Conor Gallagher type loan where he's going to a West Brom or anything. I want him to go to a team where he's actually going to progress and actually be in a team that suits him and suits his playing style. So it's got to be thought out correctly. But I think, for both of them, they're losing out development. I mean, you're going back to Conor Gallagher. I think if you look at the two, Conor Gallagher, obviously, Big Sam's coming in that's kind of ruined his game. But he was playing well on the Bilic. And I think he's got a shot of coming back into this team. If Billy Gilmore can go to someone like a Southampton and become a really good player for all the season, and be one of their main men, he's going to come back into the team and he's going to be stamping himself on the first team place. Because at the moment, I don't see how he's going to progress playing 5 or 6 games a season because he's not getting enough game time. And when he does, he comes in sporadically like he does. And I think that's why you can see him struggling a little bit because he's not exactly up to the pace, unlike everyone else who's been playing week in, week out.
I don't know, with Gilmore, it's a catch-22 for me because I feel like, because if you want to be a centre mid for Chelsea, especially in a pivotal role like that, where essentially he's probably gonna be like our number 6, then like, I hear why people want to take him out on loan, but I don't know, because there's something about Gilmore, and I feel like if there's a very good loan move, like either abroad or a good Premier League team, but the worst case scenario for me is if he goes to a team and he's always off the ball and all he's doing is running and physical and all this passion work and everything like that, then I think going on loan, that's one of the worst case scenarios for him there. But I think if we get like a good loan move that the team's always on the ball, a good manager, good players around him, good technical players around him, a good environment for him, then I think, but I don't know if he's gonna find that though. That's the thing. So he might keep him and then develop him. I don't know. So
I mean, if I'm honest, you had Southampton going into him in January, and that was just when there was sporadic rumours that Billy Gilmore could go out on loan. I think if there's a genuine communication from Chelsea that he's going to go out on loan, I think you could see a lot of clubs across Europe looking at him and just thinking he could be a really good not a defensive midfielder, but a playing midfielder, Jorginho type role. I think he could fit in quite a few European sides. I think it's all right now because he's young, so he's still got time to develop. But when he gets to about 20, 21, he's still only playing 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 games a year. It gets to the point where himself is going to look and go, I need game time. And we don't want that situation to occur. I think you put players out on loan. Christensen's done well from it in the past. You look at Ruben when he went to Palace, he did well. There's plenty of players that have gone out on loan and did well. Mark Guay now, he's got a really good chance of, again, impressing in pre-season and getting a shot in the Chelsea team, or if not, getting a big Premier League loan. I think we need to look at some of these players and go, right, if they're not getting the game time they deserve, surely a loan move, and I mean a loan move that will actually do good, will prosper these players. I think sometimes we look at a loan move and we look back to the Michael Emenalo days where players were thrown out to stupid loans and it didn't work, didn't succeed. I think we're a bit more smart on it out at Chelsea at putting players out better placed on loan.
Yeah.
What did you guys think of Callum today?
Ooh, fair play to Callum, man. Because
he played well, but that's the exact same. If you look at the Callum substitution, that is exactly what Tuchel did in the Real Madrid game when he brought Pulisic on, because you had tired legs, you have a fresh person off the bench with pace, and that's why again he did what he did. He was very good, but does he play that well against a fresh starting back three of Man City? I think coming on like that, building confidence that way, is a great tool for him, because that's what he needs. He needs to get in where he can stretch his legs and play in a more fluidity in his game. It was the right substitution. He played well. Hats off to him because he played well. But playing against people with that have had 70 minutes on their legs really helped. It again, same idea as Real Madrid. Bring in somebody with pace when their legs are kind of going, and that's why Zinchenko was brought in. That made Pep take off Mendy because Mendy was through. He couldn't run anymore, and he knew that with Callum's pace, he had to get somebody who could keep up with him on the field.
Yeah, I will say on Callum before I leave. I think I hear what Jess is saying, but I think we've got to give a lot of credit because he hasn't been playing a lot recently. And I think in his last 3 games, the Crystal Palace one, where he played really well when he started at right wing back, and then when he came on against Brighton, a lot of people said he did bad. I think he done pretty decent. And today when he came on, obviously he did well. And when you don't have that much game time, it can kind of be hard to get that match fitness up. But I think he looked really bright today, and for me, I think he really deserves to start Arsenal because he's only had 3 appearances out of the last couple of games. And when you look at it, obviously a big cup final, I don't think Tuchel will play him then. So I think for me, Callum Hudson-Odoi, man, I think he really deserves to play this Arsenal game and play a bit more regularly. Because for me, like I know it may be easy when they're tired legs, but I think he was still very forward thinking. He was still making good runs. He was still pressing really well. And he made a good impact off the bench, and he's played well in the last 2 games he played as well. So for me, I think Callum Hudson-Odoi really deserves to play Arsenal because he's not really going to get any other moments to start because we've got top 4 Champions League final and an FA Cup final. So I think Callum really deserves to start the Arsenal game. But that's my last bit, guys. Make sure to subscribe to Worldwide Chelsea, follow Matt, Sadiq, Ads, and Jesters. And yeah, guys, take care. Smash the like buttons, all of that. And yeah, I'll see you guys later, man.
Take
See you
care,
guys
bro.
later. Take care.
I think the only way Callum starts the Arsenal game is at wing back. I can tell you who's starting the front 3. It'll be Mount, Havertz, and Ziyech.
I'm not sure, man. With the final coming up on Saturday, I feel like there should be some rotation, especially because we won this game. I feel like it's pretty clear that we're gonna get top 4 now. So I would start Callum, man. 100%. I would start Callum.
I said at wing back, but the front 3, I can tell you right now, because 2 of them didn't play today, in Havertz and Mount. Mount is not going to miss 2 games.
He should though. He should be. We should just give the guy a rest. We've got a big run in coming in.
Well, he didn't. He wasn't even on the bench today. He wasn't even in the squad. He stayed at home with Chili B and Thiago. Yeah, they weren't even. They didn't even travel. So I can tell you that Havertz and Mount are 2 of the 3 that are going to start. And because of the substitution pattern today, Ziyech didn't go 90. And I think maybe he'll start. It's depending on where Tuchel finds space to attack the Arsenal defense. Is he going to go for balls over the top, or is he going to go for build-up play and cut them open?
Yeah, I mean, I think any team can beat Arsenal at the moment, the way they're playing. I think for me, it depends. I think who plays against Arsenal will depend on which front 3 wants to play against Leicester. I think there'll be a certain front 3 that Tuchel will want to play against this Leicester team, and whoever doesn't make that cut, I think, makes the Arsenal cut. I think Hudson-Odoi could play. He could play. I do agree, Jesters. I think he could play at wing back because I don't see anything in the wide positions against Arsenal that worries me to have a James or even an Azpilicueta at wing back. So I think Hudson-Odoi could play at wing back, but he could play on the left hand side. We'll have to wait and see. It's one of them games. I think it should be an easy win, but you never know with Chelsea. Before we wrap up, Ads, who was your man of match?
Oof. I've got a few names to be honest. I'll probably go for. It's between Azpilicueta and Pulisic for me. It's one or the other. So I'll say that Pulisic edges it just about. But I feel like he had a very good game. I thought Azpilicueta was very good today. I thought Werner ended up having a good game as well. He wasn't the best in all the situations. Could have kept himself on side, but the amount that guy works and getting the crucial assist at the end was good. So, but yeah, Azpi was very solid. He got that good assist for Ziyech as well. So it's between them 2. But yeah, I'll give it to Pulisic. He looked the most likely the whole game. He was driving us forward a lot, and he just looked sharp as always. What do you think, Justin?
Yeah, Justin, have you made a decision yet? Because obviously I know it was a bit hard.
It is hard because nobody really stood out and said that person has to be man of the match.
Yeah.
So for me, criteria man of the match, you got to play 90, unless you just have a baller game like a hat trick in the first half and they pull you off. That would still be man of the match. So you have to find somebody who went 90. For me, I thought Pulisic had a subpar game. Maybe I hold him to a higher standard. So I thought it would be. I thought maybe either Werner or I didn't even think about Aspie, but he played very well. I'm gonna say Werner because he needs some love.
Werner's been getting love recently, man.
Well, it depends on what game. I mean, at the first Real Madrid game, I think everyone was slating him off at that point. But I mean, he did okay today. I think he was very
Got the
active.
assist at the end, at least, man.
Yeah.
So the guy keeps working till the 95th minute, which is what I always respect about him.
Yep.
But trust Sadiq to be still driving now, so we physically can't end the stream until he stops driving.
Oh, good
Jesters, the Christensen injury.
Yes.
Are you worried about that at all? Do you think that's anything major? And do you think he's out for the rest of the season?
It's a hammy. And if it's a hammy, it's either a strain or a sprain, whatever you want to call it. And that is a minor tear in the hamstring, depending on how long it takes for him to heal. If it's a complete tear, he's done for the season. And depending on the grade of strain, he could be done for the season anyway. So yeah, it is, because I prefer Christensen's ball playing skills over Zuma playing center back, and I think Christensen's better on either side of the center back in the three than Zuma is. Zuma's really, I think he struggles on both sides. In the middle, he's better because he has coverage on both sides. So that's my take. Yeah, it is a big concern.
And Ads, before you go, do you think Christensen's out for the rest of the season?
Oh, well, I hope not, man. I'd love to have him back for that final. I would personally start him in the final, and I'd actually play Aspi at right wing back just to get as many leaders as we can on the pitch. And I feel like Aspi, the few games that he did play at right wing back, he actually done quite well there. He put in some good crosses, and I feel like his attacking positioning and just his feel for the attacking role is slightly getting better now. So, yeah, hopefully Christensen's back so he can fill in at a right centre back, because obviously we know that since he's come into the team on Tuchel, he's been unbelievable. He barely conceded a goal. So, yeah, it would be good to get him back.
Yeah.
And guys, I'm going to head off. So you guys like, subscribe, everything, do all of that. And just as Matt, take care.
You too.
Take care.
Boys.
So
Now there was two.
and it's funny because obviously I'm not actually the host of this stream,
Right.
so I can't actually get rid of this until Steve stops driving, which is in the middle of a delivery. So we're just gonna have to keep rumbling on until he gives me the all clear that he can end this.
Let's get some questions from the chat.
Yeah, guys, Dex, Emmanuel, Virginia. I'm not even gonna try and butcher that name. Tuchel is here now. We need to start improving. Guys, all of you, bring in your questions and we'll answer it now. Money Mason Mount, Yusuf, Kazilla, if you're still here, Diddy Don 11, Wesley, anyone that's there, drop in your questions now. Yes, Sadiq does. He's got a new job with Uber Eats. He's trying to get that extra dollar. He seems to be working 4 jobs at the moment. He's got accounting, he's got YouTube, Uber Eats, anything. God knows what his next job will be.
But let's just hope it's not stripper. Nobody needs to see that.
Oh yeah, definitely not. Hashim says we just need a striker next to challenge first next season. Do you agree, Jesters? Do we just need a striker, or do we need anything else?
Well, this is a good one, because really, depending on what formation we go to, if we stay in the back 5, I don't think we need a striker, because there's only 3 attacking positions on the field and you have 6 players to play those positions. If we go back to, like I said, a 4-2-2-2, then yeah, I would think you could put Havertz opposite Timo in that formation and have Pulisic and Mount sit behind in the 4-2-2-2, which would be awesome. But if we did that and we didn't bring a striker in, and if it's not Harry Kane, Erling Haaland, and it's not going to be Lukaku because he says he wants to stay in Inter, I've heard rumors maybe Lewandowski.
Yeah, but that's, do you want to pay 60 million for a? I know these days 31-year-olds can go longer than that, but it's one that wants a bit risky.
Not for every 32-year-old, but for Robert Lewandowski, yeah, I'd pay 60 million for him. I'd pay 80 million for him. I really would. And that guy's going to bring home trophies because he doesn't miss. inside the box. He's going to put it away every time. So, yeah. But if it's not those 3 or 4, if they're not a world-class striker, then I think we need to bring in Jadon Sancho.
I was actually going to think that exact same thing. I feel we can't we just need goal scorers. We need goals somewhere, whether that comes as a striker or whether that comes in wingers, central midfielders, etc. We just need goals. If we'd be doing fine at the moment if we had a lot of other players apart from the striker scoring. You look at Liverpool, Firmino doesn't score as many goals, but Salah and Mane make it up in abundance. So if we can get someone like a Jadon Sancho, I think, especially with the fact that he could be only £70 million, that's fairly cheap. We could possibly get that down because he has only a year left in his contract. I think it could be a good deal.
Yeah, we do need another center back. I think so. There's talk of Varane, Koundé. There was links with De Ligt, but I don't think Juve wants to sell. If you want to win every trophy every season, you have to have the top talent. And do we have the top talent at center back? We have one. We have one, but he's 37, 38. 80 million.
Yeah,
not yet. I'm not high yet. No,
no, with Cazillo, we're definitely not high at the moment.
That's off stream, Cazillo. It's illegal, man. Come on.
But yeah, I think we do need a defensive midfielder, and if we go to a back 4, in terms of defender, I think it's one of the things. Again, there's not really much out there, so it depends on who we're getting. If we can't, is there a possibility that you try and promote a Mark Guay and he starts as a more of a sporadic role? You just give him a chance. Again, that's pushing it, but I'd rather promote a Mark Guay than get a sideways player and sell Zuma and get another player that's exactly the same level.
I hear you there, but again, it goes back to: do you want him to get game time, consistent game time, develop to what? That's the downside to that. Hey, it's the man. We've been waiting for you.
Yo, I'm so sorry, man. It's been so busy. They made me drive to Marylebone, man. No parking. Absolute nightmare. I hope I don't get a ticket. Can you lot hear me?
Oh, hell yeah.
Yeah, man. How you lot been?
It's been good stream.
Yeah.
Or we were just asking questions. And we were like, we kind of need to end it, and then you wasn't here. I was like, well, we'll just rumble on for the next 5 minutes.
I'm here now, people. I'm here now, man. Just as big up to you, Matt. Thanks for holding the fort as well. Really, really appreciate it. I hope everyone enjoyed it. I didn't think Chelsea would come back. I didn't think Chelsea would come back personally, but
yeah,
here we are.
I mean, Sadiq, the comments were saying that they want me to replace you.
Oh, no.
They want me as host. They want ads back as co-hosts.
Oh, no. What? Any names?
Oh, there was plenty. That N'Golo, whatever his name is. I think.
Oh, Kante, Kepa. Yeah, he loves Kepa. Yeah.
There was plenty going for me, wanting me to be host. So better watch out.
Excellent, man. I mean, you can probably host it from now on. I can give you the link. I need Miz to approve it. That's all. It's through his account, so that's why I couldn't give it to you.
No, it was a fun time. I mean, it was nice.
Good to hear, man. Good to hear, people.
I hear you're out on the hustle right now.
Bro, I have to, man. I got so much renovation costs, man. I'll send you some videos.
All right.
It's just been a bit crazy right now, so I need to push and push and push.
Well,
Peak times on the weekends, you can earn a lot on the weekends, man. So I'm just doing it on the side, 3 hours, 4 hours a day. That's it.
Yeah, much respect. I mean, you're a busy man, but idle hands is the devil's playthings, right? So you're not idle, man.
It's got to be done, bro. It's got to be done.
I hear you.
I love it. Who was your man of the match quickly before you lot end it?
I said Werner.
Really?
Yep.
Mad. I like that.
For me, it's hard. I'm actually, to be fair, I can't really give it to anyone that did the 90 minutes, if I'm honest, because Alonso got his goal, but he was poor the whole match. Ziyech, again, got his goal, but he wasn't fantastic. I'm going to give it to Kurt Zouma. I think that tackle that he did was against, I think it was Sterling, was absolutely monstrous. That was definitely not a penalty, the one that Sterling was whining about. And I think since he come on, I think everyone worries that, Zuma's going to come on, he's going to lose concentration. But he was absolutely fantastic from the minute he came on.
Yeah. No, I agree with you, man.
Who was yours?
I don't know, man. I don't know. I got to give Hakim Ziyech, innit, because he brought the game back alive.
Yeah, I mean, I understand that.
Yeah,
Who did Sky give it to?
Good question. I've been driving.
I didn't actually see it. To be honest, it was that last few minutes. It was quite obviously insane. So I don't even think they put it up, the man of the match, till after.
Yeah, so. It was a bit crazy at the end, I assume. Marcos Alonso did miss a chance just before his goal. I
was so fuming because he chipped it. And if he took an extra touch, Werner was there to square it to. And I was just like, no. And then he scored, and I didn't even see it, but I was just running back from the toilet celebrating.
Yeah, man. Guys, listen, I've got to drive home in 15 minutes and break my fast. I'll talk to you guys soon, man. Thanks for hosting it again. Jared, thanks for tuning in as well, man. I was meant to send you a link. I completely forgot beforehand, and the connection was all slow and everything in the car. So apologies about that, man.
No worries, brother. Stay safe out there.
Yeah, man. You too. You lot, take care.
All right, we'll see y'all next time.
Like the video, you lot, man. Like the video. I'm going to end it now. Peace.
65 likes. Get more.
Come on.
Let's get more.
Come on. Push it up. We're in the Champions League, man. Take care, you lot.
Take care.
Take care.